Okay.
I see Rick often, he's here all the time.
Oh, I see him a
I
lot
said
too.
he's just like one of us.
Is that good or bad? I don't know. It's probably thinking. Is it
Depends
good?
on the day.
Okay. Okay, that ends our presentation, so we'll go down to the administrative section. Do we have a motion? Carol made the motion.
I'll second.
Fred seconded.
Okay, item A is the adoption of the following revised and/or replacement policies following a 30-day comment period, and you will notice at the end of each one whether it was a revised or a replacement policy. You recall Mr. Daly did come and they answered lots of questions regarding those policies. Item B is the following new and or revised policies and or administrative guideline for a 30-day public review and comment. This is for the retiree eligible for county pension. Item C, an out-of-state incentive trip for Duval Pre-K-8 students to Cincinnati, Ohio, June the 2nd through the 4th, 2014. Transport by private coach with all costs paid from fundraising efforts. Item D, the adoption of the school calendar for the 2014-2015 school year, pending approval of the West Virginia Department of Education. Item E, out-of-state travel for the following employees. Holly Baumgartner to Washington, D.C., May the 2nd through the 5th, 2014, to his chaperone student field trip, and no funds necessary.
Questions?
Well, should we determine which school calendar we're going to adopt here?
Okay, it's the attached one. Is that the one we refer to as calendar C?
Is that number 3?
Yes.
Calendar C.
I
Maybe
just
we-
took that heading off of it,
Okay.
but it's the exact one that we called C a
C?
couple of weeks ago,
Okay.
last week.
Yeah, anything else from anyone? If not, then is that an all yes vote on the administrative line?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, finance, do we have a motion? So moved.
Second.
Sally made the motion, Larry second. Bert.
Okay, scheduled invoices totaling $356,652.80. Invoices are available for public inspection at the county office. Item B, total payments totaling $3,434 to the West Virginia School Board Association for fiscal year 15 membership dues for the board members.
Okay, any questions of Bertie at this time about those items? Not, all in favor? Everyone yes?
Yes.
Okay, we go to personnel, need a motion.
Bertie, you're going to hang around a few minutes.
I will.
I think-
I wasn't, but
I
I
don't
will.
think that was a question.
I think he saw me sliding, tried to slide out.
Well, it's going to be long.
I move on personnel.
Okay, Carol made the motion,
I'll second.
and Fred second.
Personnel schedule, section A is the employment of short and or a long-term substitute professional personnel. Section B is the employment of extracurricular personnel. Section C is a leave of absence for two employees. And then correct the minutes of April the 8th, 2014. It should have read employment of service personnel, Chastity Chandler, LCHS Secretary 2, for the remainder of the school year. On the old one, it said professional personnel.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions about the personnel item? Not call for motion on that, then all yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All yes on personnel. Okay, comments and complaints?
Okay, we are to establish a time and a day for me to be able to present documentation for my evaluation items. And I guess I brought my calendar. One question would be, are we to have it during the day, on a special day, other than a regularly scheduled board meeting day? And do you want, second question, do you want, to have it during the day or the evening? I guess the third question is, and do you want to give me a timeline? 1 hour, 2 hours,
Is that a joke?
That was, even she didn't realize it.
Okay, all right, now,
I'm,
are we typically here that 4 of us say about any time's okay as long as we don't have a doctor's appointment?
One of us prefers evenings.
Okay, that's what I say. Rowdy is the one that's probably more, but others, we could have a commitment, but, so Rowdy, you're saying the evening is best for you, obviously.
Evenings are always best for me. That doesn't mean that I can't, work out. And if there is a day that works well for everyone else with a couple weeks advance notice, assuming I'm not in a trial or I don't have a critical deposition that day, I have a little bit of leeway to juggle my calendar.
Okay.
So,
Now, June the 17th is our second day, right, Linda? Now, what you told us we got on our
That's
letter.
when- yes, that's when-
So, I think 2 weeks, is that what we said, Fred?
Yes.
2 weeks prior to that, or it could be 3 weeks, but I'm saying, if we had a minimum of 2 weeks. Now, do you have a preference?
no,
Okay.
I just know some days that I can't, but.
Okay, well, like, June 17th is on a Tuesday, so, we go back, we have a meeting on the 3rd, it'd be a regular meeting, so it's one of Tricia's questions. I kinda doubt that you can do it at a regular meeting, because. as
Mr.
often-
Wilson's gonna be gone the third.
Okay, Larry, tell us what your, or dates that
Well,
you blotted out are.
We're talking about May.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
That's when he's gonna be
when,
gone.
I'll talk to.
I'll
He's gonna be
be,
gone in May.
I'll be away from the 2nd until the 12th
Of May,
of May.
okay. Because I was looking at like 2 weeks before June 17th was June the 3rd, but we have a meeting. But once again, I really don't think you can do a regular board meeting. I think it has to be.
Unless you came at 4 o'clock.
Well, unless you
Well,
come
then
early.
that
Well, I mean,
gets to him again.
the week of June 17th, I won't be here. I do have a
Well-
trial that week, but we're,
What about if we move it to the last week of May, before graduation?
Okay.
Well, if he's not gonna be here June the 17th, that's when, that's when you all are gonna do, so he will.
We can,
Well,
it's not
prior
etched in
to.
stone either, we can change that.
Okay.
That doesn't take as much time as this first session, because you're presenting documentation and all that. This other one, probably an hour or so, because I think we've done it in conjunction with a regular meeting.
and I can call in of the evening on the 17th if necessary. I'll either be in Wheeling or Charleston. So I will have service for that meeting.
Because see, that's a
How
regular
about May
board.
27th, 6
May-
o'clock?
May the 27th is a Tuesday, Larry's back.
Good for me.
And the 27th is that Memorial Day weekend?
It is.
Yeah.
26, yeah.
Okay, what,
I'll be back later.
What did you say, Brenda?
May the 27th at 6 o'clock.
okay,
What day
now,
of the week's that?
It's a Tuesday.
it's
That's not a regular meeting, it's just
Tuesday, May
just
the 27th.
having a call of a work
So,
session or whatever.
and that week there, we meet on, or that month, we meet on the 6th and 20th, right, regular meeting. So this would be a special meeting on May the 27th. I said 6. I think that would work for you, Brownie.
6 o'clock on the 27th.
Is that okay with everyone else? Fred, is that all right
As
with you?
far as I know, I've got grandkids that graduate from Kettle Melvin, but it won't be on Tuesday night, I'm sure.
Well, you can just let us know.
Yeah, I'll check and make sure, but I think that'll be all right.
Okay, so tentatively, we're saying the 27th of May for the first one, we need to present all that. Then we'll, I don't know how many takes we'll say.
I was gonna ask if you want a timeline. Aaron, you want a timeline? Or do we just have to have food?
Just don't bring that big book.
Just have food?
I only broke my big toe on the thing that fell off the desk.
Okay, now, then the other meeting, are we gonna stick with the 17th, or?
Yeah, it's okay on the 17th, don't you, Brad?
No, I have a scheduled trial that week. I don't know if I'll be there, if my claims will be resolved by then. If I am there and you have to have me, I can call in. So, don't move the meeting because of me.
Okay.
I should be able to make it one way or another. I mean, to set me a speakerphone up, but
Okay.
should be able to make it one way or the
And
other.
just encourage you to resolve your issues with your clients. Be a little bit more giving is wherever it is.
I give too much as it is.
We've already heard this, I don't believe it. Okay, the 17th. So the 27th, Brenda, is okay with you? You're going to be ready and raring to go? And all we'd asked Brenda on the 27th, at the end of that, or at the beginning of that, could we have like 3 copies of the evaluation instrument? That way, if anybody wants to take notes during the presentation that Tricia's going to give, and then that'd give us one to mess up, and then one to eventually return on the 17th as when we do our own scoring. So if you could have 3 copies for each one of us, and changing Mr. McAllister to Mr. Baker, I think we'll be all right there. Okay. Anything else, Trish?
Yes, we need to schedule for some student hearings. Brenda, what, are we looking at 3?
Three Lake County High School students.
So we need to schedule another,
It's all at the same time, night, evening, day, whatever it is.
we have to make some timelines here.
Well,
I mean, we're not having them all together at the same time.
yeah,
Oh,
we'll
the
have them
3,
all
I'm
on the
sorry,
same
yes.
evening.
Yeah, we'll have
That's
them all.
what-
All in the same evening.
Yes. One of the students actually is placed in the Coon Center. What is that, Mrs. Lee?
Donald Arcade.
Over.
Uh,
Logan County, yeah.
Is that juvenile?
Yes.
Whatever, okay. Now, I don't know that anyone will be present for his hearing, but,
Will he?
I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
But in order to give the families adequate time notice, we'll send the notice out, but we couldn't possibly meet next week. We would need to meet, the week of, April the 28th if possible.
We could, now Larry, are you gone then, or I'm
No.
about when you were leaving?
I'll be here in April.
Okay.
Should be good at the end of April.
That sounds good to everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Do we want to keep it on Tuesday? Would be the 29th? Does that matter to anybody? It doesn't to me, but.
Okay, so 2 weeks from tonight, is that adequate time for you, Brenda?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're gonna meet earlier, or we usually do on a student hearing, or we're gonna hold it at 6 o'clock on.
If you need earlier, just set a time and I'll be here.
Since we have 3,
Okay.
would 5 work for you, Mr. Baker?
Just gotta give me firm times, and then I'll move my schedule around it.
I think it has to be sooner than 6, I would think. So 5, let's say
If it needs
5.
to be 4, I mean, if it needs to be 4, just let me know.
Well, if one of them isn't gonna be very lengthy from what we've heard so far, it seems like we're really talking about 2, aren't we? So from 5. What do you
5
offer?
o'clock should work.
Whatever you all want to do, maybe.
Let's go for 5.
5 o'clock on the 29th, okay.
And that's only hearings, there won't be any other business?
Correct. Well, I say that.
Get a night off.
Yeah.
I really look forward to the 3-week break.
Right, right now, I'm not.
I'm looking at Mrs. Lucas.
I'm not,
No offense.
anticipating anything
Sometimes
else.
she sneaks one in on us.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
We'll call it a special meeting, and it'll be only for that purpose, and we will be limited only to that purpose. You can be excused.
I can go to dance class, thank you.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I didn't know how we were gonna go for 3 weeks without seeing everybody.
We solved that, didn't we?
Forget that one. Okay. All right.
Mr. Bates thought we were gonna be twice a month.
You really believe that?
I'm just gonna be quiet.
They tell you a lot of things.
It's just like at home.
Okay, anything else, Rick?
Not that I can think of. There will be more things next time.
But not on the 29th.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that we got these 2 things
This Friday, work is to commence on the high school campus fields. Right now, what it looks like is there's about 200 loads of dirt that is presently piled up out there that has to be moved. The people who are going to work on that, I think their plans are, they're going to bring in on Thursday evening, Chris, so you don't think anybody's still on fuel.
Oh, yeah, they did tell me that, I
Okay.
think, yes.
So there are going to be 2 dump trucks that are, that Robbie's Wrecker is going to be providing us at no cost. All we're going to do is provide the fuel. So they're going to bring those in on Thursday evening. Barry Harvest is going to provide the, what do you call it, excavator? Is that the right term?
Yes.
He's going to have that for us, and he's going to be bringing that over on, I don't know if he's going to come Thursday or Friday morning, I'm not sure when. And then Dave Webb is going to provide the dozer for us, and he's going to bring it in on Thursday evening. So all of these pieces of machinery are all diesel fuel. So they will have to, I think they're going to fuel up the dump trucks and the dozer, they're going to try to do that all the evening before. You know, how much fuel is going to be used. I think they're also going to have a tank, should they have to get more, then they can take it over to during the day. But they are optimistic that if they work 2 long days, that they can get all that dirt moved. The first location they'll be placing dirt is on the soccer field. And after looking at this the other day, they've decided that they really don't have to take the fence down yet. That they can go ahead and put dirt there and move, and Dave can take the dozer, put the dirt where it needs to be, and get all that done. Luckily, as Sean told me the other day, we don't have anything going on that weekend. It's the Easter weekend, so there aren't any youth soccer games or anything going on, so it's a good time for that. And but everybody's hopeful that we'll be able to get that done, and probably by not having to move the fence and all, it would allow that time to settle, and before we actually have to, in the soccer season for the little guys would be over and gals would be over with before we move the fence. So that's plan 1. Then the next amount of dirt will go over with the tennis court area. Now exactly what's going to be done with it, I'm not sure, but I know Dana is, he's involved in that. Goes from there. Now, if there would be any more dirt, then I think they would just find a location out there and place it. But right now, my feedback I'm getting is they don't think we have enough dirt. That we're going to, even though there's 200 loads, that we're going to reach a point that we're still going to need more for the tennis court area. But now I've also heard that Mr. Christian, I haven't confirmed this with him, that the assistant principal, Mr. Christian, has said that they want to lower the field even more. And the reason that they haven't done any more is because this 200 loads of piles of dirt are there, and it's, so that may or may not be true. He hasn't told me that, but we'll find out if need be. There could be some more dirt coming there. If not, we'll just have to deal with the other things that comes on. But very hopefully we'll get us good weather on these 2 days, and these guys have all volunteered their time and their equipment to try to get that done in 2 days. So we sure appreciate them doing that. And I'm sure everybody in the community will. Surprise them when they come back, maybe. Okay. Your all's thoughts on the Guyan Valley projects that they mentioned? I don't necessarily think that every one of these things has to come before us and we all vote on them. But if anybody has any issues with any one of them, I think we need to share that with Trish so she could get with Dana or who it is that needs to address that. But most of what I heard just seemed to be things they were working on in the process of doing and reasonable to me. So,
I think the only question I would have, if I heard him say that they were going to try to secure some more grants.
Like 2 additional $1,000 grants.
right.
Because they already have secured one, 4,500. I saw that, but I guess maybe, just going ahead with the grants, that would just be in mind.
Well, what my thinking was, every little thing that goes on out there, I don't know that we need to deal with. Now, it's a major thing they want to move, a structure and this kind of thing. I think we want to really debate that or make sure we don't have a problem with it. But these other things, I think a lot of them can be done administratively. So if we don't have any issues, I would suggest that, Trish, you send a letter to the principal
Okay.
and include in there about the grants, and just say that, you know, the board has reviewed these and they feel like you can proceed with all of them. Does anybody have a problem with that?
No, I think the maintenance structure needs to be involved in more than probably the superintendent even, because you don't want to plant a tree over top the sewer line, or you don't want to dig a hole where the water line's at.
So what if we have, if Trish has Dana, Fred, to go out and review each one of these?
I think Dana would be the.
Okay, and if Dana doesn't find something that he feels is a problem, he reports back to Trish, everything looks good, then Brenda can send the letter. If he did, they could share what it
Yeah.
is.
As to both the Gun Valley projects and the West Hamlin projects? Okay, I want to make sure we're, because one of the things at West Hamlin, they're talking about digging up an existing ditch
Yeah.
and filling in, that needs to be done properly to make sure that continues to drain, so.
Looks to me like the maintenance department would take
Right.
care of that anyway.
I'm 100% in agreement.
But so, what we want Trish to do then is to have Dan go out and look at each one of them, both schools, I'm sorry, I just mentioned one. Both schools, look at what they're proposing, and then if he has issues or something, he comes back and tells Trish, and then we kind of hold off on that one. But if there aren't any, then they get a letter, just proceed. But if there are, he communicates it probably with the principal then, and then comes back maybe, and eventually we hear about what his issue is.
And do you think that, just as a matter of practice in the future, rather than having people that have projects like this come over and present to us initially, that they could maybe present those projects to the superintendent who runs them by us, or present them by letter to us, and then we bring them before us if we see something that causes us concern? Because we had, 4 or 5 people here that took up their evening to tell us certainly things that were informative and that we want to know, but I'm not sure that it required taking up their evening to tell us. Now, if they want to put in a new walking track, or they replace a roof, or something like that, that's going to, the softball field that we talked about, that this county will end up owning, the turf, that's a different issue than planting a few flower beds and fixing a walk track. Just something to think about.
Well, that's, I agree, because that's why I was saying, there's no need for us to put this on our future agenda and go through each one and vote on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I guess your discretion would be really for a lot of these things, Trish.
And we really didn't, I think when we talked, we were not sure exactly what each school would be doing, you know,
Right.
and rather than being uncertain, I didn't know they were coming this evening, but, you know,
Well,
but
I
we
think
did.
there's been a lot of stuff going on that even you didn't know about.
Exactly.
Now, if someone here needs to know what's going on at these schools.
Well, I'm glad to hear about some of the projects. I mean, they're all good things.
They're good things, but somebody here needs to say, yes, you can do that. That's the reason I'm saying Dana probably is be involved more than anyone, because he's the one who knows where all the utilities are at. And
So if, like, I know you discussed this with your principal,
Uh-huh.
that they need to get it, okay. So if you can share, I guess, when you have issues like that, give it to Dana, let him know what they are. And then Dana can come and discuss with you, and if he has issues, and if not, then you can kind of say, give him the go-ahead to proceed, and then share with us, maybe it's periodically there, of what is going on, and if something they really are proud of, they're certainly free to come in here and tell us about it.
Now I know why Eli comes home so dirty, he's playing in dirty pea gravel. Remove that dirty pea gravel.
There are probably other reasons too.
Well, I do know that one of the schools, well, it's Hamlin, when they presented their LSIC, they talked about their grant that they received, you know, to do the project, their playground. And I know they're going to be going forward requesting more grant funding. The assistant principal told me today that she has been invited to go to Buchanan, or can't recall exactly which group, to speak, which will then allow her to request even more funding. And that's kind of something I think maybe she ought to come and talk about.
That's what I think we leave it up to your judgment on that.
Because it sounded like a substantial dollar amount that she would be requesting, you know, and I'm not sure which entity that she was gonna be requesting that from. But I told her that I thought that you all would want to hear about that, because I think that's gonna.
We'll leave that up to your discretion when you think, once again, first involving the maintenance director. And then if you feel that something your discretion we need to hear, then ask them to come forward.
Then I thought I heard him say, they were gonna tear down a building.
No, they were gonna paint one end of a building in West Hamlin, stain one end red, that had previously been stained.
Okay, stain.
You know, I guess that's my question, why have we stained it for them? Why in the maintenance department
Yeah.
stained that building?
I don't know that they've ever requested.
Well,
I mean, I don't even know what building they're talking about.
I don't know, maybe.
And this may be something that the community, I don't know, that may be a community project.
Well,
I know.
it's still, me, I think it's forward, still forward.
Well, when you have a building that has 3 ends stained red and one is natural, I think probably we could find time to send someone over there to stain the end of that
But
building.
as far as I know, they have not
Stop
requested.
it, yeah.
You know.
Probably not.
For a telephone company or something, did she say?
Is it out there on the ball fields at West Hamlin?
I don't know.
Cable company or something like that, she mentioned that.
Oh, DirecTV came
DirecTV.
last fall and did a lot of work. It was a $10,000 community outreach thing.
Grant.
Yeah, grant.
I'll have to watch the video in a couple of days to see what I was saying.
Do you do that?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what you're doing, if you're making any faces at me.
Am I looking over what?
Is he
When he's
kidding?
talking.
Is he kidding me? Okay, great. Okay, and then the Southern Community issue about this joint board, you ought to be thinking about that. I mean, I want to hear more about what's going on in Southern, and that might be one way of doing it. So just everybody keep that in the back of your mind, or if you think we want to pursue that, it might be worthwhile. Okay, I don't have anything else, anybody else? John, you got anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
I'm gonna leave you out, we're gonna pass new legislation. You want to, Brian, unless you vote that.
Well, I vote for 4 of you, not 3 of you.
Okay. All right, we're gonna adjourn now, Brenda, until April 29th,
At 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Special meeting. Okay. All right, to adjourn to April 29th at 5 p.m. at the county office. Do you have a motion?
I'll move.
Gert?
Second.
Wilson, second. All yes, vote?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.